Hey everybody, so I had an opportunity to go in and speak to the financial literacy class at Bishop Reedy High School here in Columbus, Ohio. I've been in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I've become good friends with Maria Illig, who is the teacher in that class, and so she has invited me in to speak to her class. I've done a couple assemblies for the school and a couple live presentations to the class, but I wanted to uh, come in and just talk to their class and see what questions they had. And I really have no agenda. I let the students ask me questions for 42 minutes, and sometimes I come up with a couple ideas of what we're going to talk about. But I wanted to share with you guys. So one of the things that Maria does with the class that's really cool is after I'm done, she makes the class write me some handwritten thank you notes, thanking me for my time, but more importantly, sharing what they've done with the information I gave or what they're going to do. So Maria sends me a note, just says, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come talk to our students at Bishop Reedy High School. They truly appreciate your investment in their practical learning. Always awesome. So I wanted to read to you here on Facebook Live a couple of the notes from these students. Now, these are students, once again, in a financial literacy class at Bishop Reedy High School here in Columbus, Ohio. They are seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. So all different ages, and I just thought I'd share some of my favorites with you to see what means a lot to me, the impact that my visit had. So here's the first one. This is from Gabrielle. Dear Mr. Carpenter, I really appreciate you coming to our financial literacy class and putting things in perspective. I am a senior at Bishop Reedy, and I will be graduating in the spring. Things are getting hectic, but you help me settle in and organize things to get done. I also really like the 3 C's: consistency, confidence, and competence. This will help me build relationships and work at social. So thanks so much. That's a cool one there from Gabrielle. Good luck to you in your new ventures. Here's the next one. This is from Anthony. Dear Mr. Carpenter, thank you for coming in to speak to us. I truly think that I got a lot out of you speaking to us, and I appreciate you instilling your knowledge from the field to us students. I especially remember you talking about attention and trust and using word of mouth and customer satisfaction as a form of advertisement. Again, I sincerely thank you for speaking to my class, and I hope to be seeing you in the future. Guys, attention and trust, word of mouth, and customer satisfaction. If this kid picked up 4 things, those are 4 good things to pick up. Let's see what Patrick had to say. Dear Mr. Carpenter, thank you for coming in and talking to us. You really opened my eyes to the fact that even though it is 4 years away, I can start planning training for my future so I'm not totally rushed when the time comes. Thank you for coming in. Boy, great wisdom from a freshman. You can look 4 days ahead, 4 weeks ahead, 4 months ahead, or 4 years ahead and really figure out where it is you want to be. Business planning is so critical, especially this time of year for all of us, no matter what field we're in. Here's one from Mara. This was an interesting one. Listen to this one. It says, Dear Mr. Carpenter, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and talk to our class. I really liked when you asked me regarding what I wanted to be when I get older. Then you asked me why and how I can be a speech pathologist. It made me really think about all the ways I can become a speech pathologist and what I can do to become one. See, one of the questions I ask the students is, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you'll hear different things like NBA basketball player, President of the United States. And this girl, Mara, said she wanted to be an audiologist, a speech pathologist. And I asked her why. I said, one of the first things you can ask yourself is why you want to do what it is you're going to do. And because that will truly tell you if you have the vision and the passion to make it happen. This girl's answer was that both of her parents were deaf, and she wanted to help other people understand that chasm between hearing people and people that can't hear. And I just all of us should challenge ourselves all the time on why we're doing what we're doing and what it's going to take to get there. I still remember the first time I spoke at Bishop Reedy High School, Nick Durbin, who was a freshman at the time, he said he wanted to be the President of the United States. And I said, Nick, do you know what that takes to be President of the United States? And he said, well, you got to be 35 years old, and you have to be born in the United States. I said, were you born in the United States? He said, yes. And I said, are you 35? He said, no. And I said, well, then you still have that. Now, between now and when you turn 35, you have to earn people's trust. You have to be respectful. You have to obviously be a good servant. And just really gave him some paths. Well, cool story is Nick Durbin went on to become the senior class president of the class, and he is now a student at University of Cincinnati, about 100 miles from here in Columbus. I'm really proud of Nick and all the success and leadership he's had. A couple more I want to share with you. Once again, these are letters from Bishop Reedy High School. Bishop Reedy High School and in in Columbus. Dear Mr. Carpenter, thank you so much for coming and talking to our class. I really enjoyed having you and listening to you talk. The 2 points that I like the most are the 3 ideas to live by: build relationships, solve problems, and have fun. The other point I liked were the 3 C's: confidence, competence, and consistency. I feel like these will be ideas that I will use every day in life. Tell you what, Erica, if you can build relationships, solve problems, and have fun, that's a great start. If you can be confident, competent, and consistent, man, you're going to be a rock star. 2 more here. Taylor. Taylor says, Dear Mr. Carpenter, thank you for coming and speaking to our class. I really like when you talked about knowing 4 people instead of 400 to help promote either yourself or your business. That put into perspective the importance of making connections with people for me. I will definitely be remembering that in the future to possibly help with getting a job. Again, thank you for taking time out and come to speak to us. I talk to these students about the ripple effect and how it's so much more impactful to know 4 people and know a lot about those 4 people than know nothing about 400. Because if I can know 4 people or 8 people or 10 people, and I can build a relationship with them and solve problems and have fun with them, then they're going to turn around and tell the people behind them, their tribe of friends, who they trust and who trust them, about me and the services I can provide for them. So great job, Taylor, in listening to that. The impact of building deeper relationships with fewer people than wide relationships with nobody. And the last one I want to read is from a girl named, I think her name is Jaidi. She has beautiful handwriting. Look at that handwriting there. Isn't that amazing? Part of the reason I picked it out is because she has great handwriting. And let me tell you, young lady, that'll take you a long way in life as well. Dear Mr. Carpenter, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak to our class. I enjoyed your presentation and even went home and told my parents about it. I learned to continuously ask why if I don't understand or if I want more information on something. One piece of your presentation that really stuck out to me was the story of your daughter and how she has been able to put her name out to local businesses by using word of mouth. I find her story inspiring and encouraging. Thanks again for coming to our class. I definitely learned a lot. Once again, I love it when the students don't just take this as a blow-off 42 minutes. They listen, they pay attention, and they get something out of it. So it's a blast for me to go in and share with the students in the class. But it's even more impactful when Maria Illig, the teacher, has her students handwrite notes and ask them to come up with what they heard in that session and how they're going to apply it to their life. So kudos to you, Maria, and to the Bishop Reedy curriculum for allowing a class like financial literacy to be in place. Not everybody understands what a career in real estate is all about, but they do understand building relationships, solving problems, and having fun. So it's cool to teach. It's cool to speak to audiences, but it's really a unique honor to speak to young adults who someday will be the homeowners and the home buyers and the people that will be leading our country. So thanks, guys. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Just a quick message here on Saturday night. I know school's out on Saturday, but pretty cool. And the neat thing is I in my file cabinet right over my shoulder, I have the last 3 years of handwritten notes from these kids showing me what they took from my speeches, and it means a lot whether it's a 75-year-old person in the audience or a 17-year-old young lady. It's neat to know the impact that we can all have. So go out there tomorrow and build relationships, solve problems, and have fun with people, and see what you can do to make a difference in somebody's lives. All right, talk to you guys later.